Welcome to episode 2 of my wonderful review and rant. Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of a rant. Kind of a review. I don't know. But anyway, this is episode 2 of the Snyder Cut. So, things picked up. Definitely picked up from the last episode. Last we left off on episode 1, part 1 of the Snyder Cut. Wonder Woman just saved a bunch of people. Aquaman and gets, oh my god, which is gets freaking. I'm still like, what the hell did I just watch with the whole singing all female choir singing Aquaman off into the ocean and then taking his shirt and fangirling about that. like okay, what were you doing to get this kind of a reaction from these girls? So the next episode we're introduced. Now we're getting into more Cyborg and Flash. My God, and Steppenwolf. Let's get into Steppenwolf here because, actually I stopped before the actual battle in part 1, and I want to talk about this. The battle went about the same way, the Amazons got their asses kicked. But, one thing I noticed that was interesting to me, Steppenwolf, who looks like a fucking badass in this. I mean, just looking at Steppenwolf, you wouldn't think tactical genius, just big, bulky, musclehead moron. But because he is just freaking, like, his neck's like literally like this. So this doesn't look like a scrawny guy. He looks massive, and later on when he goes to Atlantis to grab their mother box, oh my god, that looked legitimate. In my opinion, that looked legitimately horrifying. Just this big guy, this big thing. It could have at first looked like a goddamn hammerhead shark just zipping and zooming all over the damn place, killing people. It legitimately looked terrifying. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. This version of Steppenwolf was above and beyond better than what freaking Whedon did. If this was Steppenwolf in the other one, in the theatrical version, instead of creepy, you're all gonna love me, Steppenwolf, Josh Whedon Steppenwolf, I don't goddamn liked it a lot better. Unfortunately, we got what we did. So, but anyway, let's get to part 2 and part 3 because shit happened. Well, okay, where to begin? Part 2, like I said, the Amazons warn about do their little burning down of a building to warn Diana, Wonder Woman, that shit's happening. So we get that. She goes back to tell Bruce about it. Then we get to Flash. Flash, he's still the fanboy. Which, when he meets Batman in part 3, which I didn't even know I watched part 3. That's how good things got. But, okay. I really, really do not like this Flash. I didn't like him because in the original, in the theatrical cut, he was a. Basically, I hated him for all the same reasons I don't like the MCU Spider-Man, because he's nothing but a goddamn fanboy. And even in this upcoming, if that's ever going to happen, even in the upcoming Flash movie, he's kind of getting, it sounds more and more like he's getting pushed to the side, and he's going to have a bunch of different Batman to freaking. So, that aside. But yeah, when he saves, I honestly don't know the don't know the character's name, but he saves a girl from because she was in a car wreck and she's flying over. Well, he uses his thing to save her, and already, I know it's kind of the thing when it dealing with the Flash, and I knew it was a thing in Justice League, but if I already wasn't tired at this point of the slow motions, from the slow motions of Wonder Woman, or the useless slow motions with a sad dramatic music from like the I've just been worn out from the slow motion. So Flash's thing was more like, oh, not this again. Apologize for that. So he goes over to save the girl, but he stops to grab a hot dog. I'm like, dude, he's like doing this to her, like caressing her. It's like, dude, seriously, dude, you're going on to levels of Steppenwolf here. You're going to Steppenwolf. Are you going to tell her that you'll love me next? Come on, guy, save the girl. Save the girl, But after he's done caressing her and running his hands through her hair and all this stuff, like, wow, he grabs a hot dog. Like, doesn't grab like a bun and stuff. I think they knew they were already pushing the asshole-ish thing just by him grabbing the hot dog and putting it in his pocket. Because quite honestly, this is Flash. He could have done all that, saved the girl, and skedoodled. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so he does eventually save her, then crashes back into the pet store that he came out of to do that with. So, okay. And then we get to Cyborg. Cyborg, okay. I don't think they talked about what Cyborg could do exactly in the theatrical release, so I was really happy to see they're like eventually his dad's like, oh, you can do all these things and you can basically kill the entire world if you want, but the challenge is you don't have to do it. It's like, and all I'm thinking is, wow, Cyborg can do all this stuff, and that's cool. That is cool. But, and I already was under the impression that this guy would not do this because he just doesn't strike me as the character wasn't striking me as that type. He wasn't going to go all power mad but I mean, comic books. But his dad's like, yeah, I built you so you could run all of our nuclear weapons. You can run all of our our finances. You can rob from people, put in other people's accounts, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm watching this, I'm thinking, you're a fucking idiot. You, sir, are a fucking idiot. And then he does eventually tell him, no, the challenge isn't you doing it. The challenge will be you not doing it. That's cute. That's cute. Okay. So let me get this straight. You want to teach your kid, your son, about responsibility? This coming from a guy who put his work ahead of said son. And I'm going on what I've seen, so I don't know exactly. So apologies for this if I'm getting it totally wrong from like the comics and stuff. But you're trying to teach your son about responsibility when you put your work first, based on the DC animated universe, okay, the animated films. So we'll go there. Despite the fact that you did all of that, I mean, at least you cared enough about your kid that you kept him on your freaking phone and stuff. But you did all that, and now you're going to, oh, I built you a new body to teach you about responsibility. I built you a new body that can do all of this stuff to teach you about responsibility. Because right now, like I said, he can go and do, he can launch or stop nukes. Because he's able to do that. He can hack into any government, any computer system, because he's programmed to do that. He can mess with finances because he's programmed to do it. But now don't do it. Don't do it. Then what the fuck was the point of programming the body to be able to do that? Because now in like the animated thing, it wasn't in when he built in what was it? Justice League War? No, it wasn't War. I can't remember. Well, the first time they met up with the animated Darkseid, which Darkseid got way better after that one. They used tech from Apocalypse to rebuild him, and it just happened to be a side effect. In this one, he was made this way. Like, this isn't like RoboCop, where it's like, okay, we have to do this so he's able to do his job. This is you. Fucking idiot. Now, if he'd have said, I did this, but here's all the stuff that unfortunately was able to do it. I'm guessing it was supposed to come off like that. But the way he worded it was like, you can do this, but don't. Now, bottom line, he does seem like he trusts his kids, so I'll let it slide. Oh, God. And I'm gonna... But yeah, that was part 2. That was part 2. So, yeah. What a roller coaster that was. At least I think that was part 2 because, like I said, it ran into part 3 because I was actually invested in it. So, yeah, I'll do... So I'm going to end it here. Episode 3 will be coming out soon. And I will talk to you then. See you later.